guys, Rick Shaw here on the 4th of June 2022, and we're having a magnificent day. Noisy though with all the roosters, but I got something cool done. We had fantastic time the last few days. I didn't really get into too much videos. Didn't really look at the news much, but we spent the day at Virginia for Mark's birthday, and we got to meet Maureen. Beautiful girl inside and out. We just fell in love with her right away. Great person. Well, we figured it that way because Mark's such a good guy. And then we spent some time with Wes here. And then yesterday we wound up spending a little bit more time together. And they finally headed home. And thanks for coming, guys. It was really nice. But I want to talk about some of the stuff here in the Philippines about getting stuff. And it sure is getting a lot easier to get stuff that you like as a foreigner. Finding different things, like foods and stuff. Somebody sent me a vlog of this. He's a new vlogger, and he's talking about finding stuff. And one of the things he said that's 100% true, and I've said it before, if you're in the store, let's say you find Grey Poupon mustard, and you see it in one of the stores, you better buy it. Don't think you're going to come back next week. He was talking about buying some chips and dip, something that he liked, and then when he came back the next week, they had a dip but no chips. And then it was a long time before he saw them. If you see a piece of furniture you like, buy it, because you won't see it again. That happened to us. We saw a really nice piece of furniture, and I said, I'll come back and get it. I'll get it next month. I didn't want to spend that money and us be on the skinny that month. And ever since then, it's a furniture for the deck up there. It was really nice Adirondack chairs, made out of heavy plastic, and it had a center table that would fit one of them round got coolers. So if you wanted to put drinks in there or something, or just storage to keep stuff dry. And I wanted it. And it was it was $10,000, but I told Faye I got to get that. Well, that was 6 months ago. And I went back the next month, it was gone, and it's still gone. Every time we go by, we look, and it's still gone. So you have to grab stuff when you get it. But I did get a cool thing for my bike. I had fixed the handlebars on that one, and now I got this one fixed just the way I like it. I took it for the first ride yesterday. I turned it around here. I want the handlebars close. I don't want to be leaning for anything. And boy, I'll tell you what, it looks funny, but I really don't care. I got her fixed up real good now. My hands, they're like right in front of me, and also my knees clear everything. This is going to have to go up a little bit. These ones are going to have to go up because my knees will hit them. But I'll fix that. I rode it around. It was no problem with them down, but I'm going to scoot them up just a tiny little bit, just to get that fixed up. But I was really happy with the way this come together. It's finally just what I want, and found it on Lazada. And the funny thing was, I was finding them for 600-700 pesos, and then I just kept looking, and I found that one for $199, and it's good quality. Mark was even looking at it. It's good piece of cast, and it's pretty super. But I'm telling you guys, we had a blast with them guys. Haven't been watching the news that much. It's probably the same old crap, I did see something about the Durham case that they don't care that Sussman got off because now they're going to charge Hillary, which I still these guys have been getting away with this stuff for so long. I still believe that they're never really going to get those guys. They'll disappear before anybody gets them. So I'm not thinking they're ever going to get that gang, that whole group. There's too much money and there's too many people involved. And guys, you got to get it through your head. All these politicians, just look at what happened in the last 2 years. And this ain't politicians just in the U.S. It's politicians worldwide, because they all fell into the same crap that they were doing everywhere. When did you ever hear, other than the North Atlantic Treaty, when did you ever hear countries just fell right into lockstep with each other and did the exact same crap as everywhere else? Come on, guys. You're getting buffooned. I'm serious. You are getting buffooned, because that just doesn't happen. Every country's got their own bag that they do, but no, not with this convent stuff. They all fell right into lockstep, and they're pushing this new world order garbage, and they're not stopping, guys. They're just not stopping. I can see more of it coming on. Now, they had a thing on there that said, okay, this big meeting they got in Davos and all that something, it didn't get pushed through and all this kind of stuff. People are pushing back, blah, blah, blah. Well, people are pushing back on this, just doing this, and bringing it out to light, blah, blah, blah. But if they do another big push for this Punky Mox, guys, it's a joke. This is another joke. If it has to be to a point where people just say, "Nah, we're not doing that. Sorry." And there has to be the people who enforce stuff like that jump in and say, "Yeah, we ain't helping you enforce that. That's ridiculous." So that's just what is going to have to happen. Here it was really funny. I was going down the street on my motorcycle, and the police station is right up here by this, and there were 3 cops standing out front, two guys and one girl. And the guys, I have to say, they had their masks on, but the girl didn't even have one in her pocket or nothing. And I had to stop there because of traffic, and she walked up to me and she said, "Where's your mask?" I'm on the motorcycle, I'm not near anybody. And she's like, "Where's your mask?" And I'm looking at her, and she don't have one. And I said, "Probably the same place as yours." And she's like, put her hand up like this and turned around and just boogied. So, people can forget. People can forget to have them and stuff like that. And but they don't seem to be pushing it right now. But that could change, guys. That could change at any time, it seems, and anywhere in the world. They can start pushing this baloney again, because now that all of a sudden they got vaccines, billions of them for the Punky Mox. Come on, guys. You think of the billions. They're saying they got half of some populations are already got this jab. And then the thing that really got me here, they had the different ones. And, now you got to be, it's not just a booster, you got to be fully, or it's not done, and blah, blah, blah. And then the thing that really got me was they pushed the Star Trek phaser one. They're really pushing that. And I'm like, don't these people read the papers right from Pfizer itself? Don't they read that? All they got to do is start taking a look at their papers on this. Guys, it's horrible, the problems they're having. And nobody seems to care. We're just going to use that one. That's the good one. Oh, come on. Come on. I read that stuff. I actually got it on my Telegram, and I blew them up on the big TV so I could read them, and I did. I spent a good while. And, man, I just couldn't believe all the problems they were having with this. And they're pushing it. They're pushing this dang thing for, people to take. And I'm like, this is crazy. I just can't understand it. So there's got to be an ulterior motive with all this stuff, guys. There just has to be. And there are a lot of people waking up. I've seen people that say, no, we're not having any more, and all this kind of stuff. But they still block you from putting certain doctors out. I try to look at all these guys that are putting information out. They'll have their name and their credentials, and I'll go Google it. I'll get on the other phone and I'll Google this certain person, and sure enough, they're for real. And they're coming up with these speeches and saying, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, blah, 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 and this is what this is doing. And some of them I put up, no, they're just completely taken off. It's like they weren't there, and I get a notice saying, no, you can't put disinformation. And I don't believe it's disinformation. It's their information they want you to have. That's all it is. Because they're not allowing anything that goes against the narrative that the mainstream media puts out. They got a certain feed of information they got to give you, and if anybody else seems to put out stuff, it was worse before, because a lot of stuff I put out got through, and but still, they're still censoring a lot of it. And I do believe there's a lot of disinformation. I see stuff that just, I'm not buying it. So much stuff I'm just not buying. And, they say I hear all this white hats and military and control, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting sick of all that crap. And it's always next week. They're going to do, just wait. They're going to do it next week. Oh, yeah. If they were going to do anything, it had been done already. They've got this dang election. And they know, anybody in their right mind knows, even the Dems that voted for the bite hole, they know it wasn't real now. It's just out in the open. And what are they doing about it? Nothing. I think this is treason, insurrection, and all this, and then they push all this stupid stuff. They shove you news about Johnny Depp, and they shove you all this crap down your throat that don't mean shit. And if you look at the ratings, people are watching this junk. Turn the stupid TV off. My goodness, with all the crap they're putting out. And I still think that thing down in Texas, that just popped up for a cover, and they don't care about people. These people sacrifice babies and stuff, and news of that starting to get out now too. But will they do it? Will they get these people for that? I seriously doubt it, because they're protected. They're protected by Satan. All of them are in on it, and if one snitches, they're all going down. And I don't believe that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's just too many of these people involved. And then you look at the Holly weirdos, with all the stuff that's coming out on these people. But they're softballing it. He only raped a 15-year-old. They don't want to go back to where these, like Tom Hanks, you're hearing news about the babies and stuff. But they're bringing charges against some of them. And you look at this De Niro. It seemed to me the ones that screamed the hardest, like Kathy Gifford and all these, and De Niro against Trump, they seem to be the ones deepest in it. They got the most to lose. So, very shame. That's what it was, Mark. By the way, it was Kathy Gifford I was talking about. Him and I were having a conversation about this. And I think she's an adrenochrome junkie, because that girl, you'd see her, she looks pretty good, and now she's shriveled. I don't think she's got the money. I got wind that stuff for a little vial of adrenochrome is like $25,000 and up, and I think she ran out of money, and she can't get it no more. And Hollywood puts this stuff out. They had a movie with Johnny Depp about adrenochrome and all this stuff. I mean, it's coming to the forefront. And Hollywood, they tell you what's going on. They tell you in movies what's happening. So it's really freaky. But I did want to say something else too. And you got to be careful. I bought these slippers, and I was really happy. I got these slippers that actually fit me. They're size 48s. Says it right there. I don't know if you can see it. They're 48. They shrunk. I can't even get my foot in them. From China, made in China. But they shrunk. I can't even get my foot in them. They're smaller than the other ones I have that don't fit real good, but I have to wear them. So I did order some more slippers. I just bit the bullet and paid a higher price. I ordered some 48s that are leather. I got some leather flipper floppers coming, and then I ordered some more slippers. They didn't have 48s, but they had 47s, and they were a pretty good price. So I bought 2 of those, and they're kind of like the ones I've been buying. They were a little bit more, but my wife gets the ones at the market for $150, and they're just a little too. My foot hangs over the back edge, so that always gets crushed down, and they wear out in no time. And so this place had them in 47s, so I'm thinking that's going to be a little closer. They were $250 though. So, but I said, nah, I just bought a couple pair. It's the exact same ones that we've been buying, and I need slippers. I'm running around right now. These are my motorcycle ones. They're small, but they, when I saw these ones shrunk, I said, well, maybe these ones will stretch, and they did stretch out a little bit. I want to cut this thing off because it's pushing my foot in. But those are for motorcycle. If you drive your motorcycle around here, you're supposed to have a closed-toe shoe. You're not supposed to be in flip-flops. You're not supposed to be in the sando, guys. They can get you if they want to. They leave it go most of the time, but they can get you for that. I got my buddy Oned, when he was a delivery man going up through Manila and stuff. Yeah, he made sure he had all the stuff on. You got to wear a helmet. They don't make you wear safety glasses, and I don't get that. But, I advise wearing them here. I was riding with Wes, and a little piece of rebar kicked up, and I saw it coming, but by the time I moved, it hit me right here in the glasses. I got the glasses in the house; they're all broken, so I was really glad I had those on, and I wear them. When I ride, even with the kids here, I got them little glasses, and we put them on if we're riding somewhere. Dorothy's big enough now; I can cruise her into town with me whenever I want to go somewhere into town, or go to the bank, or go to Sony, or whatever I was doing. She goes. The rule is, if they sit on the back of the bike, if they can reach around your waist and put their hands together, they're okay to ride. And then I talked to the LTO up in town, and we were walking, and I got a bunch of them over there, and I got the senior guy, and I says, well, I feel safer if I put her in front of me. Can I do that? And he's like, well, he wasn't too sure. And I'm like, hey, if I go down, I got my arms around her. If they get sleepy on the back, she doesn't really, but just in case. And finally, he's like, something? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you can do that. And I was like, okay. And he says, yeah, if we see you around here, we're not going to bother you. You can put her on the front, because I feel safer with them on the front than I do behind me. And in case if there's an accident or something, I've got a hold of them. I can wrap them in a ball and protect them if something goes on. But one of the LTO, the chick, the portly chick that was there, she was like she was against me. Well, you even got a license? She was like an anti-foreigner. I don't think it was anti-American. She was just anti-foreigner. So even after I walked away, and then I come back and saw the other ones, I asked them, what's up with the chick? She get jilted by a foreigner or something? I don't know what happened, but she wasn't cool at all. But I run into that more here than I do anywhere else. But we're really looking forward to the move in Lipa, not Lipa, but in Mindoro, and getting that rolling. We did get, I think I mentioned it before, they came back and wanted to sell us more ground. So we had the survey done, and then while they were doing the survey, they surveyed it with that extra big piece that they gave us. Not give us, we have to buy it. And we said, look, we can't, if you need the money, right now, I have to send my wife down to do it, because we're not giving them money unless we're at the lawyer's office. Once it's signed, then we hand them the money. And they were okay with that. So we're going to go down the end of June when the kids are off school, and we're going to get them paid for the more land. So I'm real happy we got a little bit bigger piece, and we want to start rolling on the septic right off the bat. The blockhouse, we got prices from the foreman here, and he was telling us this real high price and stuff. And I'm thinking, nah, I can do the little blockhouse I want for, I'm thinking about 100,000 Philippine. There's not that much to it, and we've got good local help, guys who know what they're doing, and we'll go down there. And you still have to do those footer things down there. I'm going to make it nice and strong. It's going to be our hurricane bunker. I want shutters. I want big hinge steel shutters, so if there's a storm or we leave, you can close those shutters and throw a lock on the inside so nobody can cut it, unless they got a acetylene torch or something, cut the hinges off. But that way when we leave, if we're in the Nipa hut, we can take all our stuff and put it out in there. And I don't want to cook or have water in the Nipa hut. That's going to be for sleeping, eating, maybe if it's raining. But we'll have a kitchen inside of our bathhouse, and then a dirty kitchen on the outside. I want to keep the propane out. All the water lines are going to be on outside, probably underground, and then just stub straight through where I need water. And like if I go to the dirty kitchen and all the way to the bathrooms, I'll just come, take a tea from outside and just run outside all the way back there. And same thing with, the electrical. I was thinking I'll pipe it. I did that for a fella years ago on his campground. He had built a campground, and he wanted to, get electric in it because they finally got electric where he was. And the campground was up, and they built it. It was a wooden structure, but he put tongue and groove on the inside. And I'm thinking, man, cutting that out. I told him, I said, how about I surface mount everything? And he's like, well, yeah, maybe you better talk to the plumber. And I says, hey, I can do the plumbing too. Why don't you let me do the plumbing and the electric? And then I'm doing it at the same time with the hangers and everything. And I spent a whole weekend out there. It wasn't a big campground, big camper, place where they slept, 2-story, just a crawl space upstairs for sleeping, and 2 rooms down. And I ran the water, I ran the copper surface mounted, and they loved it when it was all done. And even people said, wow, that's what we want to do to our camp. They thought it was really cool. And if you got a problem, it's right there. So that was pretty neat. And that's basically what I'm going to do there. I'll put that in, and then we'll get it up, and then down the road is when we'll do the tile. I'll do the tile for the shower room and the toilet right off the bat, but the rest of the place I'll tile it later, because I want to get like bunk beds that'll fold out from the wall, so if we got a hurricane or something, we'll be in there, and we can close the shutters, a concrete roof and all that. That's my plan anyway. And I still don't know if we'll do it on block or if we're just going to pour it like the Texas Filipino. I know that's a really strong one. That would be pretty easy to do. I think it would be a lot easier. And but I got to look more into it. I don't know if I need to put these big. I don't know if you can see these houses, but they put the uprights, these concrete like this one, with rebar in them, and they put those going up, and then they run the blocks to them. I don't know if you have to do that with a poured one. I have to look into it more. But we're still down the road a little bit for getting that built, guys. So, but we're going to keep at it. But like I said in this video, if you're trying to look for stuff in this country, it's getting to where you can find a lot more stuff. I always bought non-fluoride toothpaste for my kids. I do not allow them to have fluoride. And the West said, oh yeah, I found it on Lazada. And I don't know why I didn't think to look there. I just got 3 tubes delivered yesterday. Because when I was going into Mercury or Watson's or any of those and I saw non-fluorinated toothpaste, I would grab up whatever they had, and I paid some pretty high prices. I got 3 tubes for $270 delivered. So that was the best deal we got on non-fluoride toothpaste. And I took a little taste of it. It's more geared for kids, so it's no unnatural flavors or anything. It says it right on it. And they like it. So, when they like something, they're going to brush their teeth more and longer. So I want to make sure they got good teeth. Moon's got a little problem by the gums on his teeth, bacteria. I always keep them with peroxide. And we found a place here in Lipa that sells the peroxide in a big jar instead of these little tiny ones. Little tiny ones are dirt cheap. But we found a big jar, so I grabbed a couple of them. We keep that on hand here because at least, even if I brush with it, but even if they don't, they can rinse their mouth with it and kill the funk in there. And I always make sure they brush their tongues real good. So my wife got on me. She got on me the other day because I didn't know she brought my toothbrush when we went to the La Virginia. And my breath got low. She said, hey, your breath's a little funky. You need to brush your teeth. And I said, yeah, well, I missed it. I missed a day. Yeah, that definitely builds up the funky. So I'm glad she told me. I didn't want to be breathing on anybody if I'm stinky. But I usually don't get bad breath. But, if I miss a day of brushing, yeah, it can be bad. Because we were eating. We had all kinds of good food. I made spaghetti. We grilled. We had steaks. We had fish. We had just a bunch of stuff that we cooked. They had a grill there, and we brought charcoal. And the girls were cooking. It was really cool. we just had a blast, and Mark and Maureen and Wes and Ami, you guys, anytime you want to come around, you guys are all welcome here any day. I'd like to get out and visit more with them guys, but they're up pretty good. They're up towards Manila. And for us with the kids at school, it just gets to be a hassle. And even Mark said with his sweetie working, it's hard for them to get down a lot. But I sure am glad we got to meet you, Maureen. We love you to death, sweetheart. We really do. And you guys are welcome here anytime you want. Same goes with Wes and Ami and Tropical Tim. So you guys all take care. And this is Rick Shaw out.